for the public machinery of government and all the strange policy ideas that come up. That's going on as even now this, MSNBC's Chris Hayes and anti-Trumper George Will says, wait a second, Democrats, what are you doing? The Democrats are now fighting amongst themselves. It's Pelosi versus Nadler over impeachment, socialists versus moderates. And we have Representative Ilhan Omar telling Democrat 2020 hopeful John Delaney, back off from Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez after Delaney called Alexandria Cortez, quote, intolerant and asked her for a debate on health care. Let's bring in American Majority CEO Ned Ryan and National Taxpayer Union Senior Fellow Mattie Duppler. Great to see you both.
Good to be with you, Liz.
Mattie, full-blown intolerance of the Democrat Party. We had 2020 Democrat contender Jay Inslee saying the DNC turned down his request for a climate debate and warned him anyone who's going to go to climate debates that is not moderated by the DNC, they're not going to be welcome. Your take on that?
Oh, man, this is going to get way worse before it gets any better, Liz. It's amazing what happens when all of a sudden you don't have an heir apparent like Hillary Clinton running for the Democratic ticket. The party starts to really feel the pressure. Now, you've seen some of these contenders try and toe the middle of the line. You saw that with Joe Biden coming out with a climate change plan that isn't quite Green New Deal, but recycles a lot of the garbage from the Obama-Biden years. And progressives, not the progressive base, saying this isn't enough for us. This is the tightrope that most of these Democrats are trying to walk. You've got Bernie Sanders, who for a while has been the only socialist in mainstream American media, now having to contend with the likes of AOC and the rest of them who are really trying to push that entire campaign to the left.
Yeah, and you know, the thing is, Ned, Nancy now sounds like critics are saying that she's doing her hyperbole thing to keep the base happy, substituting hyperbole for action. Well, now she says she wants to see Trump in prison. But Jerry Nadler says now there's no support for an impeachment probe. He wants an impeachment probe. Watch this.
Are you, Mr. Chairman, feeling any pressure from your members to at least open an impeachment inquiry?
Well, the question, let me put it this way. It may come to that. It may very well come to a formal impeachment inquiry. We will see.
But why not now? What's the problem if you start it right now and you begin the process? You're going to go ahead with investigations to begin with.
Well, right now there doesn't appear to be the support for it.
In your committee or among the Democrats in the whole
Well,
House?
I'm not going to get into that, but there does not appear to be the support for it now.
Ned, the clock's ticking. Don't do impeachment. Nobody does in an election year. The clock is ticking.
Yeah, no, they have put themselves into a box, Liz. They have been promising their base for multiple years now that somehow Donald Trump was going to be impeached. He was going to be removed from office because Bob Mueller was going to give them the goods. Well, he didn't. The only problem is they have whipped up such expectations in the base that now 76% of Democrats want to see impeachment. Here's the problem. The Democrats in Congress want to impeach without impeaching, and the base is basically saying, no, we want the real deal. We want you to file articles of impeachment. We want formal impeachment proceedings. And Nancy Pelosi realizes they've got a problem. These moderate centrist Democrats that have given her the speakership that won those districts, they don't want that. And she realizes if they go down this path, she might not be speaker after 2020, and she doesn't want that to happen.
Yeah, the shakeout's going to come. Debates in just a month. It's not a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's sort of like this Darwinian struggle. We haven't seen this large a Democrat field since 1924. They've got at least 23 candidates there, Mattie.
Yeah, and so the Democrats have a real problem here with 20 people on stage talking about policy, right? And the challenge for Democrats is they've been promising a lot of different things over the last several months. And all it takes is one Democrat to stand up, hey, and say, show your math. And a lot of these promises that the main contenders have been making fall apart. So it's going to be a bloodbath on those stages in the Democratic debate.
Yeah, it's going to be a bloodbath. I want your reaction, Ned, quickly to MSNBC's Chris Hayes and anti-Trumper columnist saying, George Will saying, Democrats are really way out there with their policy ideas. Watch this.
I am staggered by the amount of time Democratic candidates for president are talking about things they know are not going to happen.
You've got a website full of plans that might pencil out and people might like, but in what universe are those going to be passed?
Ned, your reaction.
Well, no, that's exactly right. The problem is, Liz, they're trying to get those votes to be able to win the primary, promising the far left, where the grassroots energy and the small donor base is, trying to get these votes. The only problem is when they get out of that nomination, whoever the nominee is in the summer of 2020, they're going to have about 90 days to try and convince the rest of America that somehow they're center left after swearing allegiance to all these far left ideas. It's going to be very problematic for them.
Ned and Mattie, you've been great tonight. Thank you so much. I really appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Liz. Good to see you.
Coming up, President
Thanks, Liz.
Trump offering choice words for Robert Mueller and for Nancy Pelosi. That's coming up.